time of year where the year ends. Let's recap it. So you're probably thinking I'm going to say the Canon Rebel G. It is true. I have taken some of my favorite photos this year with this camera. As well, it's a feature-packed, lightweight powerhouse of a camera. The Rebel G is great in my opinion. That being said, the winner is actually the Nikon F2. The Nikon F2 is a fully mechanical camera that won't give up. When the Rebel G eventually seizes up and the electronics have failed, the F2 will be there, firing away. As well, I have never had a camera feel more of an extension of my body. What people feel about Leicas, I feel about the F2. The DP 11mm I have on mine is also super easy to use and super accurate as well. I couldn't pick just one, so I'm going to talk about two different film stocks, one black and white and one color. First up, Kodak Tri-X 400. Tri-X has been my go-to black and white film stock for both medium format and 35mm. I love the classic look of the grain, as well as the heavy contrast that comes naturally with Tri-X. The blacks come in and pack such a punch. I really love the look. I usually don't have to edit my photos after scanning. Just some basic sharpening and maybe some fine tuning on the exposure. The more neutral look of HP5 is fine, but for me, I like my black and white photos to have a moody and vintage look. For color, it has to be Kodak Color Plus 200. Color Plus is an economic film. It doesn't have the latitude or the density like such other professional film stocks, like Portra. That alone might turn a lot of people off of this film stock. For me though, I honestly love the colors and the grain structure this film produces. I find it pretty versatile too, as it can be contrasty or pastel, depending on how you like to edit it. Again, like Tri-X, the overall look of this film stock is moody and vintage. The photos I capture of this film stock look like they could slip into any of my parents' photo albums, they wouldn't be out of place. It's the main reason I'm so in love with this film stock. So this one is a little more personal. So for the last several years, I've had a significant hearing loss happen to my left ear. I started a new job earlier in 2023 that came with health insurance better than the peasant grade stuff I was getting working retail. So I decided to investigate into why my hearing had diminished so much. Unfortunately, 2 of the 3 bones that make up the middle ear had fused together, causing my hearing loss. They said it was about 60 decibels loss in hearing. I decided to take my chances with surgery to correct this issue. They ended up taking out the fused bone and replacing it with a piece of titanium, and it has brought back my hearing significantly. Not as good as the original ear, but better than it was before the surgery. Sorry that's not really photography related, but it probably explains why some of my sound mixing on my earlier videos is garbage. Failure comes in all shapes and sizes, and for me that comes in the form of 2 unfinished videos that I shot over the summer. They were 2 different reviews on 2 different cameras, a Minolta SRT-102 and a Fuji Cardia Height Date. I recorded all the footage on my Sony a7 II, but I shot in S-Log format. I never shot in log, I've never color graded log footage. I thought, how hard could it be? Very hard, apparently. I struggled for weeks attempting to color grade this footage, trying my best to make something presentable. The footage looked so off and wrong. I went through multiple tutorials trying to get it to work, but nothing came out right. Everything was skewed in color or extra grainy. I'm not blaming the camera. I know it's me. But I feel bad that I made these 2 videos and they'll probably never see the light of day. Honestly, I haven't even scanned the film from this trip yet, because I felt so defeated before this video even took shape. Not to stay weighed down on the negatives, I'll do that in my own free time. Let's talk about the positives. This year has been wild. I could talk about so many different things. I quit my retail job, kept this channel up and going, I took several vacations, the most I've had in years, so on and so forth. My biggest accomplishment has to be the Ilford magazine article though. It's still wild to me that Ilford reached out and asked me to write an article about how I make infrared trichrome photos using SFX 200. It was one of those moments where I felt like I truly was a photographer, and that I'm on the right path. It convinced me that my work is good enough to be shown, and it's encouraged me to try. I've applied to over several shows and called for artists since the article's release, and I'm happy to say that I'll be having some of my work showcased in 2 different shows in 2024. The goal is to keep a positive outlook and try to get my work out there as much as possible. That, and to not get discouraged when I'm not picked for the shows. I've been wanting to focus more on making a body of work. Less individual photos that look nice, but more so a collection of work that I can hopefully form into either a zine, a show, a book, or something. I have several ideas that I plan to be working on this year. The first idea, I've already shown some photos of it already on this channel. As for the second idea, I'm hoping to be showing that sooner than later on this channel. Just something I've been working with, and I've kind of been drawn to this area quite a bit. And for the third idea, I'm hoping to start it in the next few weeks and kind of get back out there with my gear. Take some lovely photos. I'm honestly really excited to lean into these projects and just kind of make some work. I don't have any deadlines for this project. It's more so about creating a body of work that I'm really happy with at the end of the day. In 2023, I realized that I'm not into collecting or hoarding cameras anymore. I still have way too many cameras, and that's a fact. But I think my mindset has changed to making more intentional work. Don't worry, I'll still be updating this channel too, but it'll be less about material possessions I've acquired. I say less because I still have a few things I'm eyeing on eBay, and I think it'd be really fun to talk about these items once they're in my hands. Speaking of YouTube, it's an excellent place for me to document my life and my progression. Yeah, I'm going to keep it mostly about the photography aspect of my life, but I think having these videos for my future self will be great for memories, as well as hopefully educational or entertaining for you. Engagement on YouTube, though, is seriously in a downward spiral from where it was a year ago. It's upsetting, because I do put a decent amount of work into these videos, because I want to inspire people to create artwork themselves. But when artists I love, who are bigger than me and more talented than me, are feeling the same plummet in their engagement though, there's nothing we can really do other than ride it out. This YouTube channel isn't my job, more like a passion project that keeps me working on my craft. It's not paying the bills, it's actually hemorrhaging money. Well, it's not that bad. I think I'm in a really special place right now with this channel, where I'm still eager to create videos and content, but I'm not feeling like I'm weighed down to make stuff every other week. I've definitely felt that push from myself, where I have to constantly be creating work and engaging and doing more each and every week to kind of grow this channel. It was very overwhelming, to say the least. As of now though, I've kind of pushed those feelings aside. Maybe it's permanent, maybe it's temporary. We'll see. For now though, why don't you leave a comment of your favorite photography memory that you made this year? I'd love to hear about it. Alright, that's all you're getting from me this year. See you guys in 2024.